This is a quick intro to Master Idea Space templates in Curio 11 Professional. In this video, we'll create some master templates that we can use for taking notes in classes or meetings. While you can convert a regular idea space into a master template using its context menu, as seen here, I'm going to show you how to create masters directly using the new Masters Organizer, which can be accessed via this button here in the Organizer header. We'll begin by adding a new blank idea space and name it Notes. Using the Dimensions Inspector, I'll change its size to a 1x1 page. Next, I'll insert a title heading for the page. This heading will use a variable, which is dynamic, and will fill in with the current idea space's name. I'll adjust the font and make it a little bit larger. Double-clicking the idea space background creates a quick text figure, which I'll fill in with the variables for when the idea space was added to the project. This time I'll use the Insert menu. Using the Geometry Inspector, I'll make it so the date field sticks to the right margin guideline, even if the idea space changes in size. Clicking the green arrow, which indicates a flexible margin, changes it to a red strut, which indicates it is now fixed at this distance from the right side. I'll do the reverse on the left side to indicate the left position can move. For the title, I'll use a handy shortcut to set its constraint. First, let me give it an underline. And then, as I resize it, I'll hold down the Control key. When I hit the idea space margin guideline, I'll let go. Let's look at the Geometry Inspector. It automatically set it up with a red strut on the right side so it stays stuck at that distance. And it gave it a flexible width, so it will change size as the idea space changes size. Let's see how this works. I'll increase the width to 2 pages, and everything moves over and changes size. I'll move it back to 1 page, and we're back to where we were. One additional thing I need to do is change this text figure so it has room to grow with various dates and times. Now I'll create the Cornell Note Master template, but I'll base it on the Notes Master. You'll see why in a moment. Click the Add button and click Notes. I'll name the new master Cornell. Notice the title variable instantly updated with the new title. Note that if an idea space is based on a master, then it has a little master's icon in the corner, so you know its appearance is based on a master template. Next, I'll fill in the Cornell template. I'll skip forward a bit. Hang on. Ta-da! We now have a notes area, a questions keywords area, and a summary area at the bottom of the page. Some quick tips I want to mention. I use the layout control to make it so some figures will stick or grow as needed, including the notes figure, the summary figure, and the summary title. Watch what happens when I increase the size of the page. First, I'll change the height. Notice that happens. And I'll change the width. Pretty slick, huh? So now let me go back to the normal 1x1. And now we're ready to use our masters in our project. First, we'll click Done, since we're done with editing the masters. Now to add a new idea space using that master, I can use the idea space gallery, where I see all my master templates and any master styles I've created. Or we can just choose our master art template that we wish to use from the bottom of the Add menu. Notice the date and timestamp updated automatically to reflect when this idea space was added to our project. The title still says Cornell. Let me name it Test Note so you can see the title change. I'll make some changes here to actually use this template, and I'll create a couple other notes so you can see how changes are reflected in just a moment. Okay, so I finished some sample pages. I renamed this one World Events and added some for a World Events class. And I created some notes for a biology class as well. So we have questions, notes, and summary. So now if I want to change the master template, I can right click on the item in the organizer and choose to edit the master template, or even easier, hold down the option key and double click. That'll bring you immediately over to that particular master template. And so here I can make changes, but I'm actually going to make some changes to Cornell's master template, which I can just click on, or I can option double click here. But if I click on notes, let's make a quick change. I'm going to make it so that the underline is actually a light gray, and I'll make it so the date is a lighter gray as well. So now when I click over on Cornell, you can see how the gray underline and gray text transferred to this master idea space template. So next I will change this master template, and then we'll see how it propagates through the rest of the project. So I've completed those changes, and you can see I made the headings blue, inserted some emoji numbers so you can see the steps that you should go through when working with the Cornell Notes template. So now I'll click on Done because I'm done with my changes. And instantly, those changes were now broadcast throughout my project, including here to the biology page. If you create a number of master idea spaces that you'd like to use in some other projects, you can use the idea space gallery and right-click on a template and copy it to your personal repository. And that way it's available in other projects, and you can then drag it from the personal repository to their masters. Or you can drag and drop to do the same thing. Another thing you could do is select all the master templates in your project, right-click, and save it to a new tagged set. Let's call this tag set Notes. Now, if we go to our Idea Space Gallery, you can see that we have a new Notes tag underneath our personal repository, and those master templates have been copied over as personal templates, and we can use those in our own projects. Even better, if we go up to File, New, you can choose the Notes tag under the personal repository and then click the Use Tag Set as Masters button, and a new empty project will be created with those templates all set up for you as master templates in that new project. Enjoy using master templates, and let us know if you have any questions.